Hi, and welcome to the first video blog for Miyano Rosso. Now, you must be thinking, whoa, what's this? And what is Miyano Rosso? Well, basically what it is as of late, I've been writing some blogs on LinkedIn about positive thinking, about how to handle certain things, how you should fine tune your mind. And a lot of people have given a lot of positive feedback. And I thought, you know what, I'd like to take this a step further. So Miyano Rosso is just a small concept of a bigger picture, but I wanted to start this off with saying that Miyano Rosso for me is a way of life, and I want everybody to be part of this journey, and I want to use Miyano Rosso as a way of just sending out a message to everybody to be like, hey, positive thinking can do a lot of good. And obviously, I'll be covering different topics as well as this goes along. And, depending on how this goes, I'm hoping to do this on a weekly basis and to give certain tips. And, I'm not saying that I'm always right. I'm not saying that, you should follow what I say to the grain. But I'm hoping that, with what I've learned, what I've read, what I've learned from everybody else around me and all this positive energy that is around us, I'd like to share that with you. So welcome to the first episode. And this first episode is going to cover the first topic, which is going to be creating the life that you want. I've got notes on my laptop here, so I'll be looking back and forth to the screen because I'm going to be reading the notes. But like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this. Obviously, as time goes on, this will get better. I'm hoping to invest in a proper camera as well and stuff like that. At the moment, I'm using my own phone. But, depending on how this goes, I hope it goes well, and I hope that you lot enjoy it. And like I said, I want this to be something that everybody enjoys, everybody shares, and everybody kind of gets into that rhythm of just having that energy and positivity and actually just buzzing. I will say one thing though, before this is all started, I've probably recorded this video a couple of weeks ago. I've probably been umming and ahhing about it. And I've probably taken that dive and been like, do you know what? I'm just going to upload the video. So I'm probably uploading this, and so I'm probably a couple of weeks behind. But I guess I've just thought, I've got to take that dive. And I know that as of late, for the past few months, I've kind of been pushing the barrier a little bit. I've been doing a lot of positive things. I've been doing quite a lot of negative things. And, I have annoyed a lot of people, and but it's just because I'm just trying to understand, the barriers, the boundaries. I'm trying to understand the feelings that people that go through so that I can actually connect with you all properly and be able to give you, not like the best advice in the world, but be able to say, hey, I kind of understand how this goes and this is how to turn it around. And like I said, Miyano Rosso is just a small thing. This is just one part of what Miyano Rosso is going to be. But like I said, the slogan for Miyano Rosso is simply, it's just a way of life. So I'm going to get straight into it, and I hope you enjoy it. And please do leave your comments and messages and likes and stuff. So here we go. So the first topic that I'm going to be covering is going to be about creating the life that you want. So, as you know, we all aspire to do something amazing, something great, and we all want to be something big, something great, something powerful. But yet, most of us, at the moment just aren't getting those kind of results. And sometimes we kind of sit back and we kind of think, why? So I want to go over things, and I want to give some of the tips that I've learned that I want to share with you all that might actually help with that. We all complain about that we don't have enough money in life. Sometimes we may not say that we have the love life. We don't have the success or the joy that we want in our lives. And, how do we turn that around? How do we make that change? I think one of the things that, we tend to do as human beings, and it's probably natural that we tend to do this, is that we tend to point fingers and we put the blame outside and we blame others or we blame other circumstances, and, it just tends to make life that little bit more difficult. But what we need to understand is there is greatness in all of us. We have the capacity to change things, to make things happen. And it is simply down to us to pull ourselves together, get our mindset right in the right place, and just to make things happen. Regardless of what the personal circumstances are, what their economical, climate might be, we gotta have that faith and we've gotta have that powerful thinking. And with that powerful thinking, so much can simply change. We have the ability to create the life that we want. We have the ability to change it. We have the power to change our lives and to live our dreams and to live, those aspirations that we have, you know. But I guess what it is that we all need to learn this particular formula. And I'm still learning. I'm not saying that I know it all. I'm still on this journey alongside with everybody else. And I believe that together, by sharing the information, we can go on this journey together and actually reach to what we want to do. You know, one of the things that I will be going on is, I will be looking at what successful people do as well and how we can kind of incorporate that into our lives. So let's start getting into it. Let's go over some of the tips that I've got that may help. So the first thing that I want to say is you got to take 100% responsibility for your life. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to change your life isn't going to be your best friend, isn't going to be your boyfriend, your husband, or anybody else. The one person that's going to change your life is yourself. You are in control of your life. You have the power to change it. And I think that's one of the things that you need to accept. One of the things that a lot of us tend to do is, we tend to look to our friends and families and, when we kind of say, oh God, this didn't go well because you weren't there or that. But you got to understand, the real truth is the only one person who can change the quality of your life and how it is yourself. So if you want to have that happiness, if you want to have a happy family, if you want to live in a fancy mansion, or if you want to be better off financially, or whatever it is always down to you to make that change, not to anybody else. Everything about you is about what you're doing and what you're not doing. Debt, relationships, health, anything. It comes down to you. The person who is in the driving seat, simply, if you just get up, look at a mirror, look at yourself, that is the person that is in the driving seat of your life, not anybody else. So you got to remember that, okay? I think one of the things that you need to also kind of understand that in terms of people who are successful, they take full responsibility for their thoughts. They visualize everything that they want, They take actions on those visual images. A good example of this would, let's say, be Richard Branson, for example. I know that at the moment he's working on the space travel program. And, with that, he has a vision. He has a vision about sending people into space for faster travel and being able to travel from A to B in X amount of time. And he has that vision and he has that passion and he's following that. And he's taking full responsibility of his dreams. He's not just like, this is my idea and pawning it off. No, he's hands-on with that. He's taking responsibility. This is his dream. He wants to make it work. And that's why he's been successful in all of his other ventures, because he has been part of it. He has been responsible for it. Obviously, as time goes on, those kind of changes, but he still is responsible. He is the one who's going to make the ultimate decisions about it all, because they are his dreams. He's responsible for it all. And so that's one of the first things that I want to say is take 100% responsibility for your own life. The second thing is you need to be clear why you are here. And I know that sounds weird, and I've always believed in my heart that everybody's here for a reason. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody is born with a purpose. And the most difficult thing sometimes can be to understand that purpose, to understand what that is. But, successful people tend to sit back and they take time to understand what they're here to do, and when they figure out what they want to do, they then pursue that with all of their heart and all of their passion. They're so energetic about their ideas and they make it happen. So, if there is a situation where you're not sure about what you're supposed to be doing, take a step back and look at your life, and be like, hey, this didn't quite work for me, and life has taken me down this path, and that seems to be better. Try to focus on the better and try to be like, well, if this is working for me and I'm happy, then clearly there must be something in that direction, rather than forcing yourself into doing something that your heart isn't really into. So be clear on your goals, be clear on your visuals, and be clear why you are here. And that's my second tip. You need to be clear and concise on what you want to do with your life. With that, you need to decide what you want to do, And I know it sounds simple, and like, it sounds easy, like, well, this is what I want to do. But there are plenty of people out there, and I see it sometimes, who are busy, getting stuff done, but yet they're not quite satisfied. They feel tired, spiritually drained, and they're nowhere near where they need to be. It's like as if they're on a treadmill and they're getting nowhere. So, this is purely down to certain key elements, and one of those key elements would be is because they haven't really mapped out on what they want to do. So, you need to decide what you want, and you need to set clear targets, okay? So you need to make sure that you've got this big dream, this big goal, and you need to get this goal and you need to chop it up in small chunks. And in those small chunks, you set your deadlines, your goals and stuff. So for example, if you want to, I don't know, build, let's say, a pizza shop, for example, you got a massive shop, but you need to split that up. So you got to look at, how would I go about tackling this? What would make me different? So, look at the idea. So, what would make my pizzas different? Would it be the shape? Would it be the color? You look at the logo. You got to take each step a little bit of the time. You can't just have a big goal and be like, yeah, I'm going to go into it and go straight into it, because you'll end up just going in a vicious circle. By having smaller goals in a bigger goal will make sure that you're reaching your targets and you're going closer and closer and closer to your ultimate picture. And that will ensure that instead of you going on this treadmill that isn't going anywhere, you're actually moving forwards. And that's really important, You got to set yourself milestones, you got to look at what you do, day in, day out. Is it making that difference, And by having these smaller chunks, you can also reanalyze and be like, hey, this isn't quite working towards my goal. Maybe I need to tweak it a little bit here and there. So, when you do make that actual decision, you got to then define, well, you need to define the path that you're going to take to get there. Okay? And that's one of the things. The reason why people, don't feel as though that they've got this choice is because, either they're doing too much or they're doing too little. So like I said, set yourself daily goals, Another thing is you need to believe in yourself and you need to believe in your vision, Believe that it's possible, because you know what? Nothing is impossible in life if you truly put your mind to it. I know that there will be hurdles. I know there will be obstacles. But you need to be like, hey, I can really get this done. And you can get it done. Seriously, you put your mind to it, anything is possible. And I've done that myself, and trust me, it really works. You put your mind on something, things start falling into place. If it's not, things will go wrong. And like I said, as of late, I've been doing a lot of positive things. I've been doing a lot of negative things. And I see with the positive things are getting done. And with the negative things are just going from bad to worse. So you need to make sure that you believe in it, And your mind is a really, really powerful instrument. And this is what you got to understand, that your mind and the way that you think shapes and how things happen. If you have a belief that something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And one of the things that I will say to you, and again, this was a recommendation by someone very close to me, is to watch something called The Secret. And something to read up about the law of attraction. And seriously, if you have time, go on Netflix, find it out there. There's a book as well. It's called The Secret. I would really highly recommend it. But it all talks about how your mindset and how being positive and how believing things make things happen. Okay? So, that's one of the things. And by believing that it's possible, you need to also believe in yourself. You can't just think, "Hey, my dream is great," but then you don't believe in yourself to be capable enough to do it. So like I said, it all kind of maps in together. The way that you think, the way that you do things, have that belief, have that energy, have that positivity, and just move forwards. Seriously, just move forwards. Like, if you want to, let's say, for someone who wants to start a business, for example, believe in your business and believe that you can do it. Because if you have those two together, seriously, you will become an unstoppable force. Again, good example would be Steve Jobs. He believed in Apple, he believed in his vision, he believed that he could do it. And look at where they are today. Purely because they had that belief. Same goes for Bill Gates. He had a vision, he believed in it, he believed in himself. He's getting places, and he got there to create one of the biggest companies out there, Microsoft. So like I said, having that belief in your vision and in yourself is very, very important. Okay? And also, you need to unleash the power of goal setting. You need to, and I'm going back to what I've said before, is you need to set yourself goals and set yourself daily goals. And say, you can apply this to absolutely anything. So let's say if it's at work, you've got a project, set yourself daily goals for those projects. And trust me, you'll be surprised that at the end of the project, everything's fallen into place. Everything's working the way that it should do. It's purely because that you've mapped out your time. You've done what you needed to do, and you're moving forwards. And you just need to do one thing differently every day. And you'll be surprised on how much that changes things. So, overall, what I want to say in this video, because I want to keep this video not too short, but good enough, is the fact that you need to kind of just have that belief, set yourself goals, make sure you know where you're going. So, just have that belief, just have everything in place, and that's the most important thing. Like, you are here for a reason. You're here to make amazing thing happen. Everybody out there can make amazing things happen. There isn't this case of there isn't enough to go around. There is, it's the fact that you need to realize that, and you need to realize your own potential. So, like I said, the only people and the only person that's holding you back behind in your life is yourself. So start believing in yourself. Start living your dreams. Start putting down on a piece of paper or post-it notes and say, look, this is what I want from my life. Work towards it. So if you want more money in your life, set yourself a goal, work towards it. If you want to start a business, visualize about it, and map it out. Map what you want to do. Do your research, but believe in your business and believe in you that you can do it. Don't rely on anybody else. Life is in your own hands. You are in control of how your life goes, not anybody else. And I think a lot of people tend to make that mistake. So anyway, that's my message. I know this video is pretty rough. Like I said, this is something that will improve over time, which I hope it will do. But give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. Share with me your comments on what you think could also help improve your life and how you move forwards. And that would be great. Now, before I go, there's obviously other things that I want to quickly talk about. Obviously, I'm going to put a link below to other videos that I think that are worth watching to, and other blogs that I think that may be useful. The blogs, one of the blogs that I'm going to share with you is from David Falter, who's the CEO of Antenna International. There's some great blogs in there about management, about leadership. So it's something that you can take away from there. And I will talk about that more in the future, in future videos, and I will refer to that. And also, there's a good friend of mine, Alan, who has VVV, a great site for, if you love your computer games, racing games, love your Formula One, love car racing and have that passion for stuff like that, definitely another link to go to. So I want to give a shout out to those guys. And yeah, like I said, I hope this is something that everybody enjoys. Please let me know what you think about this video. This is just the start, like I said. And I promise you, in the next few coming weeks, I'm going to release videos about positive thinking, positive energy, And yeah, I guess I'll chat to you all soon. Until next week, and yeah, take care of yourself. Bye.